it's your friend Abdul Basit, and in this video we are going to start a new series on how we can install Windows 10 on our virtual machine. So this is the first part of the series, and in this part we are going to download Windows 10 directly from the Microsoft's website, and we'll be showing you how you can configure it and install it using VirtualBox. The methods I will be using for creating a disk media file, uh, that will also work if you are installing Windows 10 directly onto your PC. So first of all, we're going to head into our browser. I'm using Microsoft Edge here, which is the latest version of Microsoft Edge, and it is based on Chromium. So you can use any other browser you have, like Firefox or Google Chrome, because there's a little trick we need to perform when we head on to the Microsoft's website. So I recommend using Google Chrome, Mozilla's Firefox browser, or using Microsoft Edge. So here I have the link bookmarked. I'll be linking this down in the description below so you can go directly. So here we are on the download page. So the first thing you will notice here that it says download Windows 10. Okay, it says download Windows 10, but it does not let you download the ISO file directly. So we need to do a little bit trick. Here it just lets you download the tool which Microsoft built, so you can download it from there. So we are not going to download the tool, but we are going to download the actual ISO file. So for this we need to perform a little trick. So on your keyboard you can see there's F12 key. You're going to press that, or we can head into our settings menu, and here we can see onto more tools. So there will be different methods to do this on your browser, but there is this universal key that you can press to get to that developer tools, which is F12. You can press F12 and you can get directly onto the developer options. So here we are in our developer tools window, and you can see here is this little icon on the topmost right corner. It says customize and control dev tools. So we'll be going into that, and we're going to click on more tools, and here we can find network conditions. So we're going to go into network conditions, and here if you scroll down a little bit you can see user agent. It is ticked as select automatically. We're going to uncheck it and go down here, open this drop down menu and select whatever browser you like. I'm going to use Microsoft Edge on iPad. So we're going to check on iPad, and we're going to minimize this. Now we have to reload the page. So now as you can see the URL has changed and even the page has changed. Now it says download Windows 10 disk image ISO file. So this is where we can download the actual latest version of Windows 10 ISO file. So here if you scroll down you can see we have select edition box. Here we can select the edition of Windows. We here only have one edition, which is latest one, Windows 10 and November 2019 update, and we are going to hit on confirm. Now it says you to select your product language. You can select your language as per your country. I'm going to select English. So you can see there are two variants of English. This English is the US version, which is used in United States, and this here English International is for United Kingdom. So I'm going to select this English and hit confirm. Now here it says two options, 32-bit download and 64-bit download. You can download whatever version you'd like. So for our project here, we are going to download the 32-bit version as we will be testing it on VirtualBox. So let's download it. So I have started the download, and I will be pausing this video and I will meet you right back after the download has finished. Okay guys, so we are back and the file has finished downloading. So this is an ISO file. So in Windows 10 and Windows 8 we have two ways of installing it directly onto our PC. So we can either double click on it and it will open directly into another folder here, and we can just run the setup and it will install the Windows for us on our PC. Like if you have Windows 8 and you want to upgrade to Windows 10, you can do so in this manner, and it will upgrade your PC to the latest version of Windows. But in Windows 7 it gets a bit complicated because this option of mounting the ISO file as a disk does not exist in Windows 7. So we have to do some other tricks which I will show you later on in another video, which I will make specifically for Windows 7. So stay tuned for that. Here we will be focusing on installing it in VirtualBox. So now that we have downloaded the ISO file, we will be opening VirtualBox and we are going to click on new. Here now we are creating a new virtual machine which will run our operating system. It is like a virtual computer inside our computer. So this is a very good thing to experiment and try on other operating systems. So here we will name our virtual machine. I will say Windows 10 32-bit. Okay, and as you can see, it has just recognized it by the name and has filled all of these fields below. So here this is the directory where it creates the virtual machine and saves all the files necessary for running this virtual machine. We are going to click on next. Now this is the area where you select how much RAM you need in the operating system which you are going to install. So in my case I have 4 gigabytes of RAM in my PC, and to keep it all smooth I'll be sticking to around 1500 MBs. It's like 1.5 gigs of RAM, so that everything stays smooth. And now we're going to click on next. Now on this screen it asks us for the hard disk. Now in VirtualBox the hard disk is set up like a file. A file is created on your PC with the size that you select here. It is a fixed size, and later on when you use your virtual machine, that file, all the data of that virtual machine gets saved into that file. So that file acts as a hard disk. So here we do not have any hard disk right now, so we will be creating one. And here it asks for formats of which type of virtual hard disk do we want. So this is VDI, which is specifically for VirtualBox. It says here VirtualBox disk image, and here we have VHD, which is a virtual hard disk, and VMDK, virtual machine disk. So these two are kind of universal. You can use them on other softwares other than VirtualBox, but this VDI here, this is specifically made for VirtualBox, and it is highly compatible with it, so we'll be using this one. And we are going to click next. Here it asks us how do we want the virtual hard disk to be made. There are two ways: uh, dynamically allocated and fixed size. What do you mean by dynamically allocated? That it creates a file on your hard disk, but it doesn't fills up, it is empty. But as soon as you start using your virtual machine and it gets data, so it will just start storing up. On the other hand, we have the fixed size, which is just fixed. If let's say if we have selected our hard disk to be of 20 gigabytes, so the file that is to be created on our PC will be of a fixed size of 20 gigabytes. It will just take up space from the beginning. So the process of creating this type of hard disk takes longer to complete, because you just have to create a file of that 20 GB of, or whatever size we allocate, and it is longer to create but faster to use. But dynamically allocated, the process is not longer and it just creates instantly. There is one downside, that if it gets filled up and then you delete something, you free up space, then your virtual operating system, the file will not shrink. Okay, so in our case we'll be using dynamically allocated because it is faster and it takes less storage space initially. So the recommended space for Windows 10 is 50 gigabytes, but I'll be using 30 GB. I'll be using 30 GB, and let's save this file on another drive which has some free space. Okay, so let's create, and that's it guys. We have just set up our virtual machine, and in the next video I will show you how to start and configure it. So that's it guys for this video. I hope you liked it. Don't forget to like and subscribe my channel if you haven't already, and be sure to share this video with your friends and family. Talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.